welcome back to The Art of Making a Garden. In this episode, we see lots of progress across the entire project. We're building the kitchen, the pool, mechanical and electrical systems are going in, and Farah's got a really important decision to make on the pool tiling.
We're back at the Meadows. Can you show me what's happened over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's good to be back. It feels like there's been a lot of progress. Now that the pool is substantially complete, it feels like we're getting into those latter stages of the project. What I'm really excited to see is the scale of this living space that you've got. Big kitchen counter underneath your neighbour's mature trees, and then this huge bench.
This is the main concrete area. I carved out spaces for planting, and that's when they started yesterday putting the sleeves for irrigation. This is going to be one of my trees. I had a bit of a concern with how close to put the tree to the pipes, but I think that's good enough.
So it looks like they've done a lot of the MEP works, the irrigation, the lighting and the sleeves, yeah.
We're excited that work has picked up on other parts of the garden too. Let's go with Farah and Ryan and see what's happened with the kitchen build so far. And we meet a special guest to the series.
The skeleton of the kitchen is almost done now. This was built out of blockwork on the sides, and then the top was made out of reinforced concrete. This part is all going to be open. This is where we're going to be fixing the barbecue. Thomas came on site, we opened up the barbecue, we made sure that it fits to measure, because when Mari was fixing it at first, the dimensions of the opening basically were a little bit off from the actual dimensions of the kitchen.
Yeah.
So remember, Mari, we were thinking, do we do 10 here and 20 at the back? And then we decided to keep 20 at the back and keep it completely flush at the front. Okay. So this is where the barbecue is coming. This is also reinforced. Yeah. There's steel. It took a lot of time for them to measure, to know how high to pour the concrete, how deep to do it. You know, I knew what it should look like, but he was able to tell me how to build it. In our first episode, we mentioned that we want to pull back the curtain on the blood, sweat and tears that goes into building a garden. Our special guest is Mari, who is part of the skilled team who has been working meticulously to bring my garden design to life. So Mari, I see that you're very good at your job. I see like you really look at the details, you measure so much. You think. Sometimes like 1-2 hours it's just thinking. And then you start building, and then you stop for a little bit, and then you do it. How long have you been in Dubai?
4 years finished.
4 years.
4 years finished. My family is India. I only one man.
Are you happy in Dubai?
I happy.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to do?
My favorite is mason work. First 6 months I planting I not understand. Only mason work understand.
Yeah.
4 year finishing I understand. Full I understand. Everyone understand. Every plant work.
You know. Yeah.
I understand.
Experience. The more you see, the more you learn.
Yeah.
That's good. A lot of progress has happened in the pool since then. Tiling's got in. We started with tiling the floor first, and I wanted that orientation of the arrows of the herringbone to go straight up, which looks brilliant. And then yesterday they worked on the sides, and I think there was a slight miscommunication between me and the tile master. I had laid it out this way, and then he showed me something else, and I said yes, not realizing it was the opposite direction. So now I'm in a position where all last night I was thinking, like, is this the right position? Does it make sense? Or should I go back to keeping it more upright? So I called the guys back this morning and I said, let's do a mock-up with the direction that I originally had in mind, and then let's just discuss pros and cons. But what do you guys think?
I think, I was going to say, I think it's subjective. Both kind of work. I do like the way the grout lines match up here on this side when looking at it. So I like the flow there. It's not a big deal. I think it's very subjective. Yeah.
Helpful.
Yeah. Because you have a very directional pattern here with a herringbone, it's cool that those two end faces match the bottom. There's no right way or wrong way. It is subjective for sure. I think the saving grace here is that herringbone's inherently a busy pattern. So whichever direction you do, there's lots to look at, and that's why you're doing it, I think.
So we tested the options for the tiling layouts, and it felt better not to make big changes and risk damaging the waterproofing. So we're keeping the pattern matching along the important pool length and allowing it to vary on the sidewalls and it looks brilliant.
Well, that's all for this episode, but do come back for episode 4 because there's loads going on with the kitchen being detailed, the concrete's being poured, and we get to meet Farah's husband and he gives us all of his opinions on the work and progress so far.